And now we're going to go on to our penultimate pitch. It's called Dry But Wet. And if you've ever had periods where you've stopped drinking alcohol, you'll know it's not easy to find quality alternatives. And this founder describes herself as a liquid pig. So I'm sure this pitch is going to be full of personality. Please welcome Amy Armstrong to talk about Dry But Wet.
Thanks, Annie. I'm so glad that you've thrown in the liquid pig there. My name's Amy Armstrong and I'm the founder of Dry But Wet. Dry But Wet is all about creating positive and inclusive non-alcoholic experiences for all. It's about normalizing non-alcoholic drinking and making sure that people cutting out or back on alcohol aren't left at the kids' table with soft drink or juice. This was me in June last year, on my way to a very, very messy long lunch that ended with me blacked out by 5 in the afternoon. I woke the next day, not very popular, and also to decide that enough was enough, no more alcohol for me. After I quit, I discovered that life on the outside of our alcohol-centric culture can give you some serious FOMO and leave you feeling excluded and on the outer. I'm a very social butterfly, and I was never going to cut that out of my life. I found that non-alc adult drinks filled the gap for me. I was able to experience the taste, ritual, and social aspects of drinks without the side effects. On my hunt for a good wine replacement, I quickly discovered, though, that the quality is really varied. With alcohol, you can spend $15 on a bottle of wine and pretty much know what you're going to get. With non-alc, you can spend $15 10 times over and still be left with a bad taste in your mouth. These are new and innovative technologies, and there's not yet a benchmark or industry standard. And there's also no alcohol to hide behind. This was Courtney's experience. She'd spent months and hundreds of dollars trying and buying all the wine. She was nearly ready to give up. That was until we connected her with a bottle of Prosecco that we know is great. Nicola had a totally different experience. She'd been sober for a year. She'd gone from drinking and partying hard to not knowing what to do with herself. She lost all of her confidence in social situations. We gave her a suite of beautiful options, and she was armed, ready to re-enter the party on her own terms. She had a successful birthday party attendance, and then this. Feeling part of the crowd, armed with an alcohol-free suit of armor, can make or break health goals. So quality choices and fear of missing out are some of the many problems our customers experience. In a personalized taste discovery chat, we find out all about you, your needs, likes, dislikes, and experiences. Now, the need for a consultant may surprise you, but it's really no different to paying for a wine tasting, a wardrobe stylist, or even a hairstylist. We provide a personalized report with serving suggestions, links to purchase, and tasting notes. And that's only the start of the relationship. From there, you're invited to join the Dry But Wet Drinks Club. You'll receive exclusive discounts, invitation to events, and new product releases every month. Eventually, our goal is to replace the laborious one-on-one consultancy model with an on-demand digital consultancy informed by the data of the previous work. We want to create an algorithm to scale our business to reach more customers that we know could benefit from this service. Dry But Wet began in December last year as an Instagram account to share reviews. We've experienced significant growth and now have an engaged worldwide audience of well over 2,000 people. Our website launched in March and has seen 3,500 new visitors in the last quarter alone, and they are buying. I know this as I receive passive income from the partnerships I've already formed with online retailers, both here and overseas. Now, whilst there are other reviewers and dedicated retailers, there is no other established service committed to connecting the customer to the best-in-class products in an honest and unbiased way. We have a unique proposition in a growing market. As you can see, Dry But Wet is on its way to becoming the leading voice on alcohol-free beverages in Australia and overseas. All the work that we are currently doing is creating an important foundation to build upon as we scale. It may surprise you to know that nearly a quarter of Australians don't drink alcohol. That's 5.9 million of us. The global non-alcoholic beverage market size is expected to reach $1.6 trillion by 2025. So consumers are invested in non-alc. To scale this business, we need advice on improving the user experience, generating strong conversions, and eventually data-based automation. We need help growing our industry and market positioning. For us, dry isn't boring, lame, or tasteless. It's deliciously meaningful. We are ready to expand the dry but wet community for the benefit of drinkers, producers, and society at large. Can you dive in with us and make the non-alcoholic party the best party of all? Thank you.
I might start if you don't mind, folks. Amy, I'm curious, you've got a lot of other competitors in the market about the fact that they're, alcohol. You've got the Vino Mofos, the Good Pair Days, or, the Good Pair Days. What is your defensible moat? How do you make sure that, they're much larger than you? In a click of a hand, they can potentially go into your market. Where does that moat look like for you in terms of scaling?
Well, I think that what they don't have and what that I offer is the months and months of experience with these drinks, because when you're dealing with wine, you sort of have like a baseline quality and knowledge that you can deal with, whereas like with non-alc, it's a totally different marketplace, and there's not that experience that you can draw upon, so you can't just jump in and just become an expert and recommend these products to anyone. So I think that's really where my point of difference lies at the moment.
I have two questions. Hopefully it won't take up too much time. First one, I'm just wondering about the consultant. You talked about someone who'd be sitting there asking people questions and helping advise them, etc. Just wondering about the qualifications of these consultants, because there's many reasons why people would want to get off alcohol, and I'd be concerned if someone's trying to provide advice if they aren't really qualified.
Oh no, there's no advice given on actually quitting alcohol. This is purely taste recommendations. Yeah, so the consultant is me, and this is based off my experience of trying all of the non-alcoholic products.
Okay, so
there's no health advice being given.
So from a consultancy perspective, $220 does seem a lot to provide advice on what already I could never click of finger go on. And I know just in the last 12 months, I'm inundated without even requesting it with products that are non-alcoholic. So I'm just wondering where that point of value occurs for someone to want to put $220 on the table for that.
Yeah, so this is something that I have tested out with my existing customer base. People are spending on average $150 per order on non-alcoholic wines, and they're tipping 50% of those down the sink. So I think while it's a good upfront investment, they're going to recoup that cost really quickly.
Okay. I have another question, but I'll
let Paul have a go.
Yeah, Amy, I've got a question, which is a lot of the non-alcoholic communities are the ethnic groups. I'm thinking particularly the Muslim communities, but there are others. Have you got any particular? I mean, they wouldn't want to be seen even drinking from a wine bottle, for example. I have a colleague in that sense, but he doesn't always want to be just drinking water or just a sugary drink. Have you got any anything tailored for those sorts of communities?
Yeah, so there's actually a whole section of drinks in the non-alcoholic space that are alternatives, so they don't seek to mimic wine or beer or anything like that. They're entirely their own products, and they're incredible. They're adult drinks, but they're made for, with people who are health conscious in mind, and just a real taste experience. So there's some amazing work happening in the space that's not necessarily a direct replication.
Thanks, Amy.
No worries.
And thanks for sharing your personal experience too. That's takes a lot of courage to
One
launch.
of many.
Yeah.